Another month is in the books, and it's time to talk about some of those new books that have made their way into this nice little room here. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul, this time for March of 2024, as a lot of nice new things have made their way to a new home here, and I am happy to talk about them and tell you all thank you very much for sending a lot of these my way. But before we do that, let's do like usual, guys. Begin with some digital purchases that I did make in the month of March, because I always tell you guys they do count. I think they count. That's why I'm going to talk about them. So first, if you guys don't know, I did read Blackwater by Michael McDowell, and I did talk about in that review that I did for that video, I did say, hey, I will read anything by Michael McDowell going forward. What would you guys that have read more of him recommend? And the one answer I kept getting a lot, almost unanimously, was The Elemental. So I went ahead and picked that one up and decided that will be the next Michael McDowell that I do read. So know absolutely nothing about it, and I don't need to know anything about it. After how great Blackwater was, I trust this guy to be a great writer of characters, and I can't wait to see what kind of characters he has in The Elementals, because people are quite complimentary of it in that review. Next up, guys, I think I got my very first read-along on the channel. No, actually, I take that back. My first read-along on the channel was Rage of Dragons. My first big one for a series was The Greatcoats by Sebastien de Castell. And he was actually returning to this world. And it seems like this book got delayed forever, but it has finally come out. Play of Shadows is set within the same world as The Greatcoats, and I felt like he didn't touch enough on the actual world that he kind of developed there, so I was happy to see him return to it. But now this book is finally out, I did want to go ahead and pick it up on digital, because I enjoyed The Greatcoats a lot. Like, one of the books was kind of a miss for me, but overall I really did enjoy that series. I like the way that Mr. de Castell writes. I think he writes incredible action, and his dialogue is quite fun as well. So I still recommend The Greatcoats to everybody. It's a lot of fun if you guys haven't read it yet. And lastly, guys, I am going to be dipping into more Michael J. Sullivan starting next year when I revisit Royce and Hadrian for the Rhaenyra Chronicles, the Royce and Hadrian prequel series. But I also went ahead and picked up the Rise and Fall trilogy. Now, this is Nolan, Fairlane, and Esarhaddon. This is another it feels weird to call them all prequel series. Like, Michael J. Sullivan's got a huge world writer, and he is just all over this timeline. But, just about everything before Royce and Hadrian are going to take place, obviously before. So it sounds weird to say it's another prequel series, but it's not like the very beginning. So it's an interesting timeline. You should look up yourself. But again, I feel like Michael J. Sullivan has earned my trust at this point. I have had a kind of an interesting experience. I love the Royce and Hadrian stuff. The stuff without Royce and Hadrian, I've been like, it's fine. It isn't anything that I say, oh, I've got to read it like immediately. So I'll be interested to see this. But also, Esarhaddon is a very incredible character that I would love to know more about. So that trilogy, going back and figuring out a little bit more of that prehistory, is obviously something that I am very much interested in. And that should happen sooner rather than later, but I am going to do Rhaenyra Chronicles before I get into the Rise and Fall trilogy. I want to go ahead and pick it up and support the man as well. How about some physical purchases, guys? I only have one here. You guys don't know I did some home renovations. That's kind of took away all my funny money for a little while, but I did go ahead and pick up the UK version of Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff, because I think that the UK covers completely blow away the US covers, and this is just awesome, guys. It is a nice, I got the blood-stained edges, I think they are called, and it is actually signed, obviously, by Mr. Kristoff. If I can find it, I think it's signed somewhere. Yeah, it's in here somewhere. I don't know. It is signed. Something I've been hearing a lot is people saying that the pages are there it is. It's the first page. That the pages are very thin in the editions they're reading. Not this. The pages are just fine. They're thick. People are saying like you could see through them or whatever. I'm not having any problems with that. But I did review this on the channel in case you guys missed it. I did have a very good time with it. I still think I like the first book a little bit better, but it is a great follow-up, and there's definitely no sophomore slump there. And I'm very happy that Jay has said that book 3, he's already about 200,000 words into it. He won't have to wait as long this time. So I just think he didn't anticipate how successful that first book was going to be. So this time he definitely jumped on it a little earlier. But that's really all I have for some physical stuff. How about some stuff that I did get from some authors? Now, as I always try to say with these guys, I might not necessarily know very much about these. These people have sent these to me for a opportunity for me to show off their books a little bit. So if you want to know more about them, I am going to drop the links down below. And as always, I encourage self-published and independent authors to chase their dreams. I do encourage you to do that because, yeah, everyone that I do love at one point was an unsigned or independent author, and I respect the hustle. Keep on hustling. This is Amara's story by Dalton Acosta. Very, very cool. Next up, we have The Awakening. This is by Matthew Kellerman. Like I said, drop down below, guys. I will have a link to all these. This came as a trilogy. I don't know if this came from the publisher, if this came from the author. Didn't have a note or anything. This is the Avarian trilogy by Valerie Leith. So you can see these here. Very cool old school fantasy covers. I do like that artwork quite a bit. Hadn't really heard of this series yet. This is Forever Charming by Edward Brock Lesnar. I should have put these a little closer to me. Katie Cooper, this is Silver Skin. Very pretty eyes. How about that? I appreciate the note. I love a handwritten letter, guys. It is my weakness. It's just the Gen Xer in me. This is Dawn of Destiny. It's a series called Destiny's Edge. Or no, sorry, an ℙ𝕦𝕤𝕤𝕤, book 1 by Lee Stevens. Sorry. It's hard for I'm this age, guys. You know, so it just happens sometimes. Looks a little Starship Troopers on the back, which is always a good thing. This is Age of Magpie, or the end of the Age of Magpie. And I'm going to say this name very wrong. Hassan. Yeah, Hassan. Thank you, my man. And this is a nice naked hardcover. So thank you so much. I'm not even going to try to say your name because I would just say it wrong. I do apologize. I would rather just not say it than say it wrong. Price of Vengeance by Kurt D. Springs. Everyone likes a little bit of vengeance in their story every once in a while, right? Zodak, The Last Shielder. This is by Max Moyer. This keychain or this bookmark is awesome, by the way. Check that out. It's a sword. What's easier sell for me than that? So thank you so much for sending that. That will probably be going on my actual key ring. I would love that. This is Adrian Gibson, Mushroom Blues. Actually, he just sent this to me. It just came out. Adrian, great guy. We talk on Twitter sometimes. Really, really good dude. He does a lot of podcasting and stuff. But yeah, I'm interested. Very, very interested. If you can make a fantasy book about mushrooms and you're not a hobbit, well, I mean, what even are you doing? But Adrian, thank you so much for getting that to me so quick. I appreciate it. And this one's stuck under all the other ones. I can't believe those didn't fall just now. This one gave it a note that just said, "Please review this book." The thing was, I had a hard time figuring out who the author is. The Codex of Deity Wisdom, Echo of Astromnus. Now, very, very cool looking. Thing was that it didn't have an author on it, but I did actually decipher inside. This is by Dwayne Adams. That did have the name on the inside, but very, very cool looking. This kind of makes me think of the book that I just got about how to rebuild civilization and stuff. Thumbed through this a little bit. This looks very, very interesting, but I was like, I don't have time. But I will check this out. This looks really rad. I mean, the art is incredible. I love the different, the handwritten text and stuff. It looks so cool. This looks like something out of a Da Vinci book or something. This looks amazing. Amazing, amazing artwork. So thank you so much, Dwayne, for sending that to me. I do appreciate it, and I will try to review your book. You have great handwriting, too, by the way. So I don't know if you did all the art in there, but if so, that's impressive, whoever your artist is. Very, very well done. How about some things from some publishers? Do have quite a few of them this month. Now, I want to say up front, guys, if we had correspondence and I mistook this came directly from the author, not from the publisher, I do apologize. I get so many letters, guys. I hope you do understand. I'm not trying to remember anybody wrong or anything like that. So if it didn't come with a note, I just assume it's from the publisher. So if we actually spoke, my apology here. This is The Devil's Cauldron by Sherman Rickards. Some nice little goblins there. It's crazy. This is The Ministry of Time by Callian Bradley. Hope I said that. Callian? Very, very cool. Come with a lot of stickers. Lots of stickers. I'm sure probably makes sense once you actually read it. So I like a little bit of paraphernalia with my books. Dreams and Incarceration, inspired by real-life events. This is Cillian Dunn or Killian Dunn. Is that ever a Cillian or Killian? I think Killian Murphy has got me wondering if I've been saying that name wrong my whole life. This Savage Cold Star by Benny Jensen. That's got so much purple that the Joker would love it. I got a couple here. This is from a paperback and a hardcover by Dan Jones. This is The Wolves of Winter and Essex Dogs. Very cool looking covers. Very, very cool. I got nowhere to put all these things. The Narrow Window. This is by Gary D. Wilson. Again, guys, I will drop the links below if you want to check any of these out your own. More Camp by Asher Allen. Love a good black and white cover. Don't know what it is. What it is. I think it's maybe because I grew up watching Twilight Zone. I always be partial to some black and white art. Beyond the Shores is by Tamara J. Walker. Very, very cool. And New Haven. This is by Renee Wren, or Rain. Hope I'm saying that correct. New Haven makes me think of Tommy Knockers. Guys, those who know. Artificial Wisdom. This is by Thomas R. Weaver. So Salvation Has a Price. Again. Black and white aesthetic always seems to work for me. And The Malachi Covenant by D. Kelly Jr. This is actually an ARC. How about that? So I don't know if this one's actually out yet. Check the link and find out. Okay, guys, I got some other ones over here that I got to make room for because mystery boxes. Yes, I do have a couple of mystery boxes here. But before that, Disquiet Gods is the new one from Christopher Rocchio. Bane actually did send me mine a little bit early. And those who have been asking, yes, the covers do match. However, it's glossy, because he did change publishers. The spines match and everything. It is just like a 1/4 inch taller. But guys, the fact that they put so much effort into trying to make them match just says how much they really respect and love Christopher and want to do right by the fans. So I haven't actually started this book yet. You guys don't know, I've been in a little bit of a reading slump. And when I read a Sun Eater book, I want to make sure that I let it take over my life. And so I want to make sure that I am in the perfect state of mind when I start a Sun Eater book. This one came from The Broken Binding. It's Slaughtered Gods. And now I'm going to say her name right. Tilda Coldholt, I think. I think it's called the Hang God Trilogy. This is book number 3. I think they're sending me 1 and 2. I hope. I hope because me and Library of Viking were talking about doing a read-along for this. And so if not, I might just have to go ahead and track down books 1 and 2 myself. But anything I get from The Broken Binding, I'm always so happy about it because, guys, they do amazing work. In case you don't know, their stuff is second to none. And speaking of that, we actually got a deal going on where they're going to be doing Sun Eater. So, and you don't have to be a subscriber for that. So check out The Broken Binding. I'll put their link down below. Okay. First mystery box, I'll be honest, I did open it because I didn't know what it was. I thought it was actually directly from Jay Kristoff, and I actually asked him. This one came to my home address, not my P.O. box, so it was actually from you. So he actually said, no, I didn't even get this one. But this is the American version of Empire of the Damned. And this is a really, really cool, I don't know if you guys can read that, but it's actually dialogue from the book. Really, really awesome. So, look, I don't think that the American covers suck. I just think that the UK ones are better. So, definitely want to thank, who is the publisher for them? St. Martin's Press for sending me one. Is that right? St. Martin's Press? Does that sound right? St. Martin's Press. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one. I thought he was with Orbit. I don't know why I'm thinking that. But very awesome of them to send this to me because now I have both versions, which means I'm going to have to get the U.S. version of Empire of the Vampire now, just for posterity's sake, because we're collectors, guys. That's what we do here. It's just a sickness. It is. But thank you so much to St. Martin's Press, and I'm sorry I was unaware that you were the publisher, at least in the States, of that. Okay, now this one, I have no idea what it is. It says Varelian on it. So let's find out what is actually inside. Sometimes it's hard to wait to do this on a book review. Also, because I'm like, what if it's got something bad? Oh, in case you didn't know, strength is a choice. I'll probably read this in a little bit. Let's see here. It says Chelsea McKenna. That's who it's from. And we got a nice little wrapping job here. So let's check this out. Awesome sticker. Look, fantasy. I'm a fantasy fan. You got dragons. I'm usually pretty interested. You guys put such incredible effort into some of these mystery boxes. I do love it. This one looks like it's actually from her, maybe not from the publisher, since I did have a personal note in it. This is The Blood of the Lion, and this is the Varillion Saga, C.D. McKenna. Ooh, and it's got a nice bookmark too. Look at that. It's fancy. That's very, very fancy. I'll have to look this up, guys. Got all kinds of bookmarks in here, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it is actually signed. So this is actually, welcome to the Empire, Mike. She says, thank you very much. This is really nice. So I should have put this with the actual author section. So that's my fault. But again, I'll drop the link down below if you guys want to check out this series. All this cool stuff has got my my radar up right here, so I'm very, very excited. So thank you so much for sending that to me. That's really, really rad. And this one isn't so much a mystery box. I already talked about it on the channel. This is the manuscript edition of At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. It's done by SP Books. And again, they didn't ask me for anything. They just said, hey, we really like your channel. Can we send you something Lovecraft related? I'm like, yeah, definitely. So very, very cool. If you guys didn't watch that video, you can give you a much better idea of what is inside this, but just say that it is a Lovecraft collector's dream. This thing is absolutely amazing. I'm not usually into things like this, but this was really cool being able to read some of the ideas he had while coming up with the story in his own words and his own handwriting. Such a neat effect. And the correspondence between him and some of his peers was very, very interesting. But let's go ahead and close this down by talking about some things that I did receive from some viewers. All right, first up, these are from ℓ𝕤𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕤. I hope I'm saying your name right. He sent me these paperbacks by Kathleen O'Neill, an author I'm not familiar with, but these are shiny and fancy, but they are much loved. You know, that's the thing I do love about some old paperbacks that got like the yellow edges. They do have a lot of personality to them, and I do appreciate that. So I'm not familiar with the author, but thank you for sending those over, and maybe I'll find out who that author is. This is from Daryl. It's a hardcover of Metro 2033. Now, I played the video game. I've never read the book, so I don't know how different it is from the game, but I feel like obviously if the story was good enough that they were able to make the game with some really good lore in it and some really good ideas in it, then I think that maybe, obviously, the source material could be something really, really great. Only interesting thing about this is the way that they print inside this book is very strange. It's very small. Very, very small. But thank you regardless, Daryl. That's very cool. It's a nice hardcover. Excited to start because that isn't one that I had on my, I think it was my 2025 list? I don't know. I've got so many lists going now, guys. I don't even know. This is from Caitlin. It's a metal poster of Doom, but it did come damaged. And I let her know. So Amazon is going to exchange that for me. I just got to make sure I actually get it together. And say, you know how much stuff I try to return or exchange from Amazon just sits down on my dining room table and I never end up doing it? This doesn't seem right, does it? This one came from, really, I guess you would say untitled. The note just said a YouTube fan. But this is Winter World by A.G. Riddle. And these are the Gray Man books, which I've heard of from some of the people on my Discord. This is by Mark Greaney. This is the Chaos Agent. So I don't know anything about Gray Man, except that apparently the movie that they made on Netflix, not very good. Not very good. You guys remember Todd? Todd is the one who sent me his personal Avatar Blu-rays because he was so excited about me watching them. He followed it up by sending me a nice mug after he found out that Uncle Iroh was my favorite character. He said, I definitely want to send you this because I know how much you love coffee. Even though it's tea in the actual series, it works both ways. From the Jasmine Dragon, this is Uncle Iroh, Avatar The Last Airbender coffee mug here, or tea mug, I guess you say. I do drink tea. I drink green tea quite a bit. How do you think I keep my voice in shape, guys? And lastly, not leastly, is that the right word? From Lauren, House Atreides. She did send me a House Atreides flag. Is it upside down? I don't know. I should have looked first, huh? Let's check it out. Atreides. Yes, so cool. This will be getting hung. I got my Night's Watch, and I've got my House Stark banner. I think this will be finding a nice little home here in my office. I'm so excited about it. I almost hung it up outside, but I didn't want it to get damaged, honestly. So thank you so much, Lauren. This is the coolest thing. I have dreamed of being able to find Dune merch, and now that it's actually here, due to the success of that movie, I'm so excited that I've just got so much Dune merch now that I can just spend endless amounts of money on. And so thank you, Lauren. This is so amazing. I actually wore it around the house like a cape for a little bit because I was so excited about it. That's when you know I'm really, really excited about something, I will, wear it like a cape and run around the house like a wannabe superhero. But guys, that was my month. I would love to hear about some of the things that you guys did pick up in the month of March. Drop in the comments, guys. Let me know if you want to hear anything more about some of these. You want me to post some photos or something? Check out my Instagram if you haven't. I always will post a lot of these when I do get them on my Instagram if you guys want like a more detailed look at anything. But anything you want to know about, hey, please drop in the comments. Let me know, and let me know what you added to your home library. I would love to know. So hit me in the comments, guys, and I will talk to you there.